just washed up on the shore. As for the shaking, you lost blood. Whole river was stained with it. Dying, not dead. I just gave you the kick you needed. Frankly, I'm surprised they worked at all. Thought for sure I was too late. This is Nahantu. Help is needed, so help is offered. Unless you are refusing. Good. Then let's search the river. Bound to be some sign of your friend.
Quest 1. Thrust into the dark. The Nephalem group with Eru to search for Neyrelle. They are ambushed by Orivar's knights. Rahar is found amongst the knights. After they defeat them, they look for a way to the den to cloak for the knights.
I only lost a limb, but you were run through and drowned. How do you manage?
They wouldn't have, without me.
Eru here patched me up. Perhaps he could help you too.
No amount of healing will bring back my arm. But Ram might ease the sting.
I'm afraid you will need far more than a drink to ease the pain of that wound.
You're right. Could use a place to sip on it in peace. I know a spot southeast of here. Locked. Of course they locked it down. Old friends. Too crafty for their own good.
Imperial ruins like this always had some kind of a secret tunnel built in. There must be another way.
There is. But it'll take some acrobatics. Don't worry, I can manage. Come, down below. But be on guard. There's no telling what's taken up residence inside.
Inside, quickly. Among other things. I served the spirits first.
And do they often bid you to do this much violence?
Only when there's something worth protecting.
You and I think... Aha! They left the rope. Always have a backup, I used to tell them. Isn't it nice when people listen?
Quest 2. The hand remembers the blade. The group reaches the den. They speak with R'yr. R'yr tells Eru in the Nephalem he will stay here to protect his daughter and to help him search for Neyrelle with the aid of his mercenaries, the Pale Hand.
The knights know my name now. Better to keep them here than in the city, where they might go after my daughter or her father.
Aren't you your daughter's father?
Fayira is well provided for, no matter where she is. And she'll have you know that I'm her papa. My point is, I can do more good here in this place than back in the city. Look, I'll show you. Walk with me a moment, friend.
I'll unbolt the main entrance.
Years ago, I ran a mercenary company out of this place. The Pale Hand. I had less to lose then. But now, the fight's been brought to me. And I think I'd be more used to you as a mercenary, a shield for hire, if you will, than a smith. Though there's a chance you'll get both out of me. And my name still carries weight. The other mercenaries will be more likely to return if I am here. And you will need their help, my friend. You will never regret hiring one of the Pale Hand into your service. It was a home, a headquarters, and a warehouse all in one for a little band of eccentrics back in the day. The Pale Hand couldn't afford anything nicer. The people who needed us most never had much coin to spend. We called it the Den. Never would have guessed I'd find myself back here where it all started. But whenever you need to hire our help, my friend, the mercenaries of the Pale Hand will be at your service. Fayira will be in her father's good hands by now. He was once a member of the Pale Hand and understands my work with Lorath. This wouldn't be the first time it pulled me from home. He will bring her here when it is safe. Faye's learned to smith blades, but not to work with their wielders. So once I'm set up here, it'll be time to begin the next stage of her training. I wish it was not so, but this is the world she is inheriting. Friend, your heart is in a good place, but you wield it with the subtlety of a hammer. This wound, this loss is mine. Mine to carry, mine to tend. I will grieve it with my family in the privacy of my home. For now, let's stay focused on Neyrelle. That's where the Pale Hand comes in. We can help fight your fight. My friends from those days are scattered across Sanctuary. I want you to find them and bring them here. It may take some convincing, but I'm sure you can manage.
He's strong for having such a fresh wound. Though you recovered from yours like it was nothing. I might have helped a bit, sure, but not this much. What makes you so special?
I don't know.
I guess none of us do. Well, we'll say you're blessed by Akarat, and leave it at that. Come, let's find your friend. We can get a good view of the river from the southern cliffs. Let's start our search there.
Quest 3. A path laid in blood. The Nephalem group with Eru to continue the search for Neyrelle. In the path of pursuit, they enter the Death Shore. Passing through corruption, they come across the remains of a boatman.
Neyrelle was here.
You said she kept a prisoner. Of what nature?
You've seen this before, in a vision. Neyrelle in the Soul Stone, in a corpse on this very boat. Thick tendrils spear through his chest, his agony frozen on his face. He died helping her.
A moment of rest. A moment he isn't whispering in my ear. That's all I need. The Korost dogs. Rest.
This boatman died screaming. I hope your friend knows what she's doing. The docks are northwest up here. You should be able to find your way. Go on. I won't be far behind. Just following a hunch. Go.
Quest 4. Unknowing Survivors. The Nephalem venture to cross docks to ask questions on Neyrelle's whereabouts.
Someone must have seen Neyrelle. I should ask around.
I wouldn't go much further than here, stranger. Hollows will tear you apart, turn you to sludge. All I'm saying is, if it's death you're seeking, there's better ways to go. I wouldn't go much further than here, stranger. Hollows will tear you apart, turn you to sludge. All I'm saying is, if it's death you're seeking...
Inda wastes her time with this grunt work. A wise man told her Inda's future is greater than mere fish and roll.
Didn't I tell you not to bother Ormus when the council visits? He has more important things to attend to. And so do you.
But Inda hates mending nets. She finds it tedious and unlikable.
Where'd you get that scar?
I saw her 10 days ago.
Where?
Fisherman's home. End of the docks.
Are you alright?
The fisherman was choking, covered in tar, begging for help. And she walked right past him. Barely even noticed him. Who does that?
Look at it. A hunk of old metal. But Akarat's breath and magic pulsing off of it. You can feel how old it is. That's the power of a Skatsini artifact. My grandparents practiced Skatsum, but they converted to Zakarum. They wanted to protect us. Was that truly the right choice?
Not for a few days, but she stayed in this house. The fisherman offered the girl shelter when no one else would.
And what did he get for it? Eaten by hollows. Same as anyone else who goes looking for her. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Spirits. What happened here? Did Neyrelle do this? Hollows. Wherever Neyrelle goes, there they are. She or that prisoner of hers are being hunted.
Yeah. All I found was this page. Torn from a book.
Let me see that. The devastation of Kurast. A first-hand account. I think I know who wrote this. There's only one place Neyrelle could have taken this from. Come.
This is the kid bin, child. It protects us from the hollows.
In here, it's an archive of sorts. Ugh. More of that foul stuff. Neyrelle was definitely here then.
Looks more like a madman's den than an archive in here.
Huh. Would you believe it was both? She must have been looking for something. See what you can find.
This place was a sinking ship. In Ormus, a rat hiding in his bilge. The mad feast in Travancore was felt from one horizon to the next, twisting every sorry sock caught in its gravity, until the Gidbin, that is, Ormus, gave it life. The ship ceased to sink. This page details Mephisto's imprisonment beneath Travancore. In lore detail, it tells of the ultimate failure of that prison and the utter chaos that ensued. You recognize Neyrelle's handwriting in the margins. Don't repeat the mistakes.
old friend. Goes by the name of Ormus. I was just a boy when I met him, scavenging old ruins, sticking my nose where it didn't belong. And he was the village nut. Caught me pilfering from his collection, slapped me on the back and said I reminded him of his own boyhood. He's moved on to bigger and better things now. Travancore? Why would she go there?
I found her notes. I think she hoped to learn something from it.
To learn? Travancore is the site of the Zakaroon's bloodiest tragedy. She's mad for going there. You're even worse for following her. And I'll not think about what that makes me for choosing to go with you. We'll need help if we're to survive. A Lightbringer's boon. Come, there's the ritual site south of here. I know just this spirit to call on. If we're lucky, he might even answer.
I saw the lion! Liar. It's true. It looked right at me, then ran into the jungle.
Quest 5. Reaching through the veil. Eru tells the Nephalem to go to the Anuchaika burial site. He will call upon a spirit to bless them before entering Travancore.
A drag infestation. Help me uproot it. Thank you. Now, could you clean up their mess? This place was meant to be sacred, not a brew house for drag slop. I wouldn't know him. He keeps to himself. Lost souls drunk on the toxins of the wilds. Usually travelers from other shores who didn't know a thing about this patch of sanctuary and never cared to learn. They twist the jungle to their needs, squeeze its lifeblood into poisons. They take and take and take. Careful you don't sip from their brews. You might find yourself hooked as they are. No, you've done plenty. In cleansing the space, you cleansed yourself. All that's left is to reach out. Eni oiso hana, vihacho akarat.
Who are you to ask such a boon of me?
You know me, Great One. I am Eru, Elder Spirtborn of Nahantu, faithful steward of the Spirit Realm, and ever your servant.
Rise, Eru. I did not seek service in life, nor do I need it now. Tell me why you seek this gift.
We march on the cursed city of Travancore to save a friend. She is in great danger.
Ah, my child. Your intent is pure, but to place yourself as a giver of salvation can only lead to disappointment and despair. If you do not give her the strength to save herself, you are only postponing loss. But this much I will do. I shall lend you my light to open your way into the darkness of Travancore. And when next we speak, perhaps you will have found greater understanding. Eru, Wanderer, Sewuni Hu Pakik.
You should consider yourself lucky. You've got less to prove than the average boon seeker. He's given us protection against the Hollow Rot. We'll never get a better chance than this. Meet me outside Travancore. Join me, will you? Travancore is the heart of every bad thing that's ever happened in Nahantu. The primeval was caged here once, broke his bonds, killed the city. Would kill the world if we let him. Swells abroad as far as the eye can see, and you're chomping at the bit to wade right in. Slow down, friend. You may have a spirit's blessing, but this place smothers all holy things. To make things worse, the whole city is walled up. To keep us out, or Neyrelle in, I don't know. I'll need to tend our connection to the spirit. Keep the flame lit, so to speak. The ritual might attract attention, though. So be ready. And watch my back. Wehacho akarat. Haeo. Lakusa ipapun kehega.
Quest 6. A flickering light. The group proceeds to Travancore after receiving the blessing. Eru tells the Nephalem about its history and the primeval who is caged here.
There. The spirit lights our path. Come back! I can't save you a second time. We'll need to spread this light across the city, one sconce at a time. Travancore was a Zakarum city. These old hunks of metal still remember the holy light they once carried. They are anchors to the spirit I call them. They strengthen his boon, offer a place for his energy to rest, and a moment of respite. Not just for us, but for the spirits of all who perished here too. Let's be honest with one another. Wherever your friend goes, death follows. Now she walks right into Travancal. Right into the old prison of the Lord of Hatred. Tell me the truth. Neyrelle's prisoner. Who is it?
Mephisto.
Well, it's out in the open now. I'm not saying I like it, but there might still be time to save her. Are you sure he's the prisoner? Doesn't matter. Let's go. Into the dark. The durance of hate. Mephisto's prison once. Now, something else. I'd hoped to never come here.
Quest 7. The Heart of All Rot. Eru and the Nephalem enter the durance of hate. They search for signs of Neyrelle.
What has Mephisto done to you?
We have each played a part in what has happened here. Friend, you told her you trusted her more than yourself to do what she thought was right. You abdicated your choice to this child, and she has already been poisoned by the stone. Going to war with me will only make her suffering worse. Surrenders. A wasteful outcome for both of us. How long do you think she can survive?
Only she can unmake her prison. Seek Abulan, for he has strength to lend her.
We must trust him. Go! Into the portal! No. I don't think she has long at all. That trance is the one thing keeping Mephisto at bay. If we interrupt her now, she'll be lost to us. But don't give up on her yet. This is Nahantu. Help is needed, so help is offered. And Akarat believes she can still be saved. That's enough for me. Abulan is a spirit. As for how he'll help, only Akarat knows. Abulan saved my life once, a long, long time ago. Funny to be asking for his help again. Who else?
Akarat. He was...
Beautiful. I know. I think he's the reason Neyrelle is still holding on. Akarat said that Neyrelle needs Abulan's aid. If he believes Abulan can help her, we'd best listen. Go. Leave Travenkar. Travel southeast. We'll meet in Krast.
Quest 8 to Koros. Akarot, the spirit lion, tells Eru and Nephalem to seek Abulan. He has strength to lend her against Mephisto's influence.
Hey, you! Yes, you. Eru sent me. He asked me to point you to the council chambers, at the Sikurat's Peak. They've pulled him into a meeting. Looked bad. Whose feathers did he ruffle this time?
Quest 9. Madman. Crowned. After speaking with Ormus, Maka joins Eru and Nephalem to seek Abulan.
Akarat insisted we find Abulan. And that's what I intend to do.
Oh? Eru speaks with the great Akarat? How novel.
I'm being serious, Ormus.
And who are you, stranger, to ask after Abulan?
A friend. My friend. I vouch for him, without hesitation.
Eru.
Abulan will not be easy to find. He has a mural in the Undercity, but it's in the old tongue. You will need an interpreter.
I'll interpret. If Eru believes Arbulan needs to be found, so be it.
Thank you, Maka. Let's go before she changes her mind. Meet me outside.
Stranger! Watch your tongue!
Calm yourself, Iso. Ormus isn't some fledgling to be cupped in your hands. You speak to Ormus, stranger, but not Ormus alone. Sometimes he shares his voice with others. At this moment, you also speak to Adaja, the first breather. She greets you.
Looking a little pale? What's wrong? Maka? She's a friend, of sorts. A bit rude, a bit rash. We've butted heads over the years. You can trust her, though. But what? What's wrong?
There's something you need to know. I was once fed the blood of a demon, Lilith. That blood forged a bond from me to her. I killed her, but she's still a part of me. I know it. You vouched for me at the council. You called me your friend. Would you take it back, knowing what I carry with me?
Ages ago, when I was a child, a spirit came to our town. Wherever the spirit went, death followed. So a Spirtborn, Tata, he stands up, asks the spirit, "Why do you bring death to my town?" The spirit tells him the truth. "I'm lonely. I just want some company. Walk with me." Tata takes the spirit's hand. Spirit and Spirtborn leave the town together, bonded for life. The spirit will never be lonely again, never hurt another soul. The town is saved. But Tata is bonded with death. He can never return home. Never will. You saved your home. This Lilith, she is dead. Just an echo in your blood. What you're feeling now is the misery of being the one who must live with her. Don't let the misery drown you. And don't fear my judgment of all things. You must remember the home you saved. Hold it close to your breast. Because it's the only thing you have.
Thank you, Eru.
Don't get used to it. Go. You have a mural to find. The Undercity is free. Find Abulan's mural. Maka and I will join you shortly.
Quest 10. Fundament of Faith. The group searches the ancient aqueducts for clues on Abulan. They find an ancient mosaic in the Forgotten Chamber.
Let's see what it says.
It says, this time of year, Abulan will be on his fallow walk in the field of giants.
Haven't been there in years.
Not since your trials, I'd guess. Must be what? A century ago?
Maka. The field of giants isn't far. Speak to Ormus. Tell him what we found. We'll meet you on the road.
Abulan is the mender of veils. He wanders all across Nahantu, sometimes beyond.
We haven't seen him in quite some time.
He may have left us for good.
But we won't know for certain if we don't search. So we search. We hope you find him. Abulan hasn't been seen for some time. We don't know what you will find in the wilds. So the Council has decided to offer you some additional aid. These stones are ancient relics from the time of the first Druid. The runes inscribed on them will protect you from the evils of this world. Take them. Use them for good.